Hi, we're here at the 2017 NSBA World Championship Show. I'm here with Amy Novacek and Wayne Holt. Tomorrow is the Heroes on Horses program competition, and we're going to find out a little bit more about the program. Wayne, can you tell us a little bit about how Heroes on Horses got started and your involvement in that process?
Sure. About 5 years, 5.5 years ago, we had talked about how it would be a good way to involve veterans in therapeutic riding programs and stuff that who compete in their own level and do other things at home, but how we'd like to get them affiliated here at our World Championship show, and how could we reach out to them, and through a bunch of different committees and friendships and alliances and everything else, people that knew different people, we just kind of hodgepodge it together and threw it together, and it's evolved and morphed into what it is today. I think, pretty sure this is our 5th year. And it's something that they've really grown looking forward to coming to, and taking us to where we're at. We're pretty proud of it.
It's an excellent program. Do you know how many horses and riders we have this year?
We had 30 signed up. I think we have 26 or 7 here. We've had a few that didn't make it for a variety of reasons, but it's usually typically between 25 and 30.
That's excellent, and it's grown every year.
It has grown every year. We have ranches that have come from East Texas, from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, from Albuquerque, New Mexico, here in Oklahoma, all over. So it's pretty well represented.
And are other associations following NSBA's footsteps in promoting Heroes on Horses?
Yes, I'm pretty sure the NCHA has an event and a program that does it. There was an inaugural event last year at the Ohio Quarter Horse Congress, where they had a version of this as well. So yeah, it's been pretty well received.
That's excellent. Any chance that these veterans have? Can you explain a little bit how the process works for these veterans?
Well, we have sort of a pretty diverse group. There's a lot of veterans here. We're not necessarily wounded warriors or anything like that. These are people that we do have wounded warriors. We have some people that have suffered greatly serving, and some that are just that served and have a connection with horses. And so for them at home, this is their therapeutic thing that they do, whether it be fighting PTSD or some injury that they had, or just having a connection with a horse. And that's what we decided we wanted to promote, is bringing them here and bringing them to a world championship venue and creating a venue for them to have their own class to compete in, and it's worked out really well.
That's excellent. And Amy, you have been involved with Heroes on Horses for a while, and it has a personal connection to you. You were injured a few years ago, and you have been using horses as a healing process as well. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Well, it'll be 4 years in December when I was in a car accident. I had a car hit me at 60 miles an hour when I was stopped, and so since then, from a traumatic brain injury to approximately 20 surgeries, and I still have more to go, kind of putting me back together. I was in physical therapy 4 days a week for 2 years, and it was slow as any of it would, especially when your body comes apart like that. But I finally could get back on a horse again when I got the thumbs up from some of my docs, although I think some were reluctant. That did more for me, than the physical therapy 4 days a week. It did so much for my heart and soul and my mind. With my traumatic brain injury, all the puzzles that they give you and the games that they give you, although that helped, learning the patterns. And it's difficult because I have to do them over and over and over again. And I think maybe my trainers might get frustrated to me. It's like, we already told you that 100 times, but they're very patient. That's been great for the brain. It's been great for my body physically, although sometimes I don't think it agrees, but it has. And it has launched me so much further ahead than what I got at the hospital. And so that's a blessing with itself. And so my friend, the reason we're here is Taya Kyle's here. She's going through her own journey too in healing. And I want to share that adventure with her. And she does so many great things around the country and the world for our veterans and for people. But this is different because when you can put veterans together on a horse and the healing that brings, yes, physically, but here and here. And when you get off and say, gosh, I did that. It's not about the awards, although they're great, but it's about an accomplishment, something I can do and have a little bit of freedom and independence away from the doctors and the healing in the bed and the hardships that you feel on a day-to-day basis. You know, it's something you can accomplish and do and feel good and walk away and say, God, you know, I did that. And, you know, if there's something you went on top of that, for me, that's a bonus. I mean, I can walk by the house and say, oh my gosh, I did that, or a picture or something great. And, you know, Taya loves it. I mean, she has it here and wants to learn more. And so, one, to share her experiences with the veterans and the people of NSBA, bring all of this together. And then for a personal experience, to take some, you know, instruction home that she can put back on her horse and feel good about.
And you said she recently purchased a horse, so this is her first time in a show pen.
Oh, yes.
And she's liking it thus far?
Absolutely. I think it's not so much about the showing, that she doesn't really want to do that yet, although I'm not going to give up. But she just wants to get some instruction, some real instruction from some professionals, which NSB has been amazing about teaming her up with somebody to help her. And you know, and her daughter's here too. They're going to help her just give a few instructions, because, you know, when you're at home and doing the trial and error thing, although that's rewarding too, but when you have somebody who truly knows what they're doing to say, hey, do this, sit this way, do your feet, your hands, then she can go home and play with it.
Absolutely, and she will be in the show pen with the other veterans tomorrow during the competition, and we are so thankful for a program like Heroes on Horses and NSBA's loyalty and understanding and compassion for our U.S. veterans, and we thank you very much for joining us, and we're very excited